Catherine, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. 77, what's up? Kingwin, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, I can't do the late night streams anymore. I gotta wake up early tomorrow for a work deal. But you guys, I do got my emotional support caffeine, so we are ready to rock and or roll in about. We're gonna finish this blade off. Oh, nice, Catherine. Yeah, for a $15 beater knife, this ain't bad. What do you have to announce, 77? What do you got to announce? Oh, speaking of which, 77, I gave my oldest kid their patch and they immediately put it on their patch jacket. I gotta get mine put on my jacket. Oh, you got a notification. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, my oldest kid put their patch on their jacket Sunday. Ooh, yeah, that's a good deal. That's a good deal, Catherine. Yeah, I know they were on sale briefly. I'm not sure for how long or when, but this one was a gift from oh crap, Saints EDC. Hey, it's centrifugal. All right, 3 minutes and we're gonna pick this back up. Let's get the scented candle going. Now we shouldn't need the gone crappin' sign. We shouldn't need the gone crappin' sign. We got 24 people in here. Yeah, y'all pop in and say hi. Y'all pop in and say hi. Death Metal Son, what's up? How you doing? Did you guys see? Did you guys see the prototype for the knife that I have? I am waiting for those to get shipped to me. Yeah, I pre-crapped. Yeah, pre-gamed. I pre-gamed the crapping. But I am waiting on prototypes to fuck you. Around the cabin, what's up? How you doing? The prototypes, I'm waiting on them to get shipped out. Yeah, Kingwin. I did a community post showing off the finished prototypes that I'm waiting to get shipped out, and I am gonna have to pay an arm and a leg to get them shipped out. Oswego, what's up? How you doing? Lou Alexander, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, so I am excited to get those. The team over at Gen said they feel good in hand and they like what they're seeing so far. So I'm really excited. I am really excited. All right, less than a minute. Less than a minute. We're gonna get started. We got 15 minutes to go on the this hour, and then we'll stop and check the edge, and then we'll pick it right back up. Got you around the cabin. Yeah, hopefully it's nothing major. Hopefully it's nothing major. Hi, Polymer Duck. What's up? How you doing? Yeah, trust me, I cannot wait. Like KO pointed out that it's been damn near 2 years in the making to get the knife done, and a large part of that is Jen is putting the bill for everything, so we're on their schedule and they can take all the time they want. Jay, what's up? How you doing today? How you doing today, boo-boo? Hey, the guy that made the patches is in here, 1977, alive and kicking. Raven, what's up? We got France in the house. Me with Knives, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, Jay, next time I'm over at your place, I'm going to have to get you to sew on the patch to my jacket. I can't wait to be taking your money. Nah, Jen's going to get most of it. You know, this is just kind of the realization of a dream of having my own knife. Is that Charlotta Joshi? What's up? How you doing? Me with Knives, we are on the Cobalt Tools D2 knife that we were on last time. Just trying to finish this thing off. It's been broken up into several live streams just because I don't have the stamina to run the live streams like I used to. I'm not sure what happened outside of it getting harder and harder to interact with YouTube lately. Yeah. But man, I cannot wait to have prototypes in hand. The cool thing is, Jen said they tested one of the knives for HRC and they got a 61. So 61 HRC on 9CR18. That just sounds magical. We have got the Cobalt Tools knife from Lowe's. It was like 15 bucks. Yeah, 61 HRC is really good. As long as we're hitting 58 to 60, I'll be happy. Yeah, that's going to be 61 HRC on a full flat grind with a fairly thin behind the edge bevel. And I believe it's going to be sharpened to 18 degrees per side. So there's going to be a lot of good going on with it. That thing ought to be a slicer. Yeah, a lot of people get ASMR out of it, Jay. A lot of people get ASMR. Which, if y'all don't know, Dopey Clowns is my oldest kid. And at some point, I'm going to have to break off when the doorbell rings and pick up some certified mail. Yeah, what are you guys getting into today? Anybody got anything good going on? This is another live stream where I tried to get some online gaming going on, but nobody was online. So I got bored and decided to do this. Tim Holden, what's up? How you doing? Nice, Jay. Oh, nice, 77. Yeah, I haven't eaten anything yet today. I'm kind of saving the food that's left in the house for later tonight. Just one gigantic meal. Because I didn't buy a shitload of snacks for yesterday and today. Yeah, like 77, I'm a little jealous. Well, Jay, maybe at some point I need to visit your place and make spaghetti for everybody. Just go absolutely balls out. No, 77. My wife is 9 years older than I am. No, so when I was single after the divorce, while I was kind of feeling out what was out there and deciding what I wanted to do with myself, you know, try to trying to figure out what I was looking for in somebody else and trying to not recreate the same mess that I created with the ex-wife. I kind of decided that somebody that was significantly younger than I was just not for me. Too many women that I knew that were in their early to mid 20s at that point in time had way too much wild and crazy to get out of their system. Just way too much wild and crazy shit to get out of their system and way too much drama that came with them. So, you know, whoa, easy there, 77. But, yeah, well, I mean, it's not that I went out looking for somebody that was, you know, older than me. You know, I wasn't out there looking for somebody older than me. It's just she kind of fell in my lap out of nowhere. She ended up being the right person at the right time. You know, I still find it wild, you know, with you know, I had custody of my kids, and so I was a single dad trying to navigate that mess. I was not handling that too gracefully, but I assumed, and assumed doesn't mean a piece of ass for you and me, but you know, I assumed it was going to be like, all right, I'm going to end up with a single mom with kids of their own and have to navigate that mess. And nope. No extra kids, no stepkids. About the closest we had was a little Chihuahua Dachshund mix named Cody, which I miss that little guy. And then we had my kids. Yeah, I'm kind of kicked back and waiting on my kids to be to do better than I have. Like I know, like I am entirely sure that that is in their future, but I am waiting on them to do better than I have. I think that's a sign of a successful parent is when your kids end up doing better than you do. You know, my youngest kid seems to be posted up with a good family. Seems to be posted up with a good family out of Montana. They're doing pretty good. And my oldest kid is working where they want to work, and taking a lot of steps for self-care and self-improvement at an early age that I didn't take until I was in my late 30s, early 40s. So, you know, I feel like I'm pretty confident in waiting on them to start doing better with life in general than I have. Oh, man. Ah, the scented candle's nice. Oh yeah, my oldest one significant other is getting a cake making, you know, cakes, cupcakes, that sort of thing. getting a home business. Ooh, ooh, I like it being mobile. That is a good idea. Wow. Yeah, I like the idea of that being mobile. Oh, have you guys seen O-Knife's newest release? Like those of you that were here like a year ago, year and a half ago, when I floated the idea of a knife with a built-in flashlight, like a good one. O-Knife now has the knife with the flashlight built in, and I want it, but it's like $100. Which I think for something with a high quality flashlight, it could be worth it. All right. I think we're at the 3-hour mark now. Yeah, well, it's not necessarily that you can't do the same job cheaper. It's not necessarily that you can't. Oh, and the blade is M390 powder steel, so that also helps the cause quite a bit, in my opinion. Yeah, Workos. I've got that Workos SD01 Pro that I really, really like. You know, Workos has got that one that they sent me that I really like. I was hoping they'd send me more stuff down the road, but they haven't reached out. I think that might be because I didn't generate a ton of sales. But there's not saying you can't do the same thing with two separate pieces of gear a lot cheaper. But cutting two pieces down to one piece in a package that actually works, where the knife works like a knife's supposed to and the flashlight works like it's supposed to, instead of a cheap, shitty novelty knife with a shitty flashlight on it, really speaks to me. Here goes another dollar. There we are. Kelly, what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, get that sleep, Jerry. Yeah, well, multi-tools are kind of figured out. Just a guest, what's up? How you doing? You know, multi-tools are pretty well figured out, and you don't buy a multi-tool for the knife. You know, you wind up carrying a separate knife, but for general light duty use, like I use my multi-tool as often as I can. Um, Danielle Clark, what's up? How you doing? We're putting the socks on. Thank you for starting the sock game. Thank you for starting the sock game. But like I use my multi-tool quite a bit. And as far as like the pliers and screwdrivers and go all that go, all right, Danielle Clark, the socks are on. Thank you for that. All right, 3 minutes. We're going to get started back up. But yeah, like I feel like you can execute a pocket knife with a flashlight built in, especially the way they did it, where both parts work really well. It works well as a knife, and it also works well as a flashlight. Because the flashlight is back here at the dinkus end of the handle, and you got it right here. So, you know, a knife is closed, you're holding the flashlight like this, and you got flashlight. It's not in the way of the blade. It's not in the way of the blade. It's not in the way of anything being used. You know, it looks like it would be a good design. My design, my idea is significantly different, but you know, I feel like my design may have been executed about as well, but it would have been for disposable razor blades and one of those disposable razor knives. Which the hype on those seems to be calming down a good bit by now. And I gotta tell you, this thing is wearing about like good D2 does. All right, less than a minute, we're gonna get fired back up. The cinnamon sugar cookie is pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those knives you throw in the car or throw in the toolbox. Like for me, at best, it's going to be a backup for a day where I forget my regular knife. Which right now, the backup knife, if I forget my regular knife, are the $10 Ozark Trail knives from Walmart. Those ones that did insanely good on edge retention testing. Those are the ones that are my backups. But it's nice to see some D2 that's wearing out like it's supposed to. Nice, yeah. I keep my backups in the car. I got one in the wife's car and one in my car, or one in my truck. So I can, like, I just had to break the one in the wife's car out and carry it at work because I forgot my lunar lander. Yeah, unfortunately, I am not at a point where I can survive without at least one car. That being said, because I don't have the money to take the truck to the shop, I may be down to one car again. I may be down to one car again before too much longer, because I can't get my truck to pass emissions. So, in a couple months when my birthday hits, and I can't pass emissions, truck's got to get parked. Well, the guys that say emissions are a scam did not see what the air quality was in a lot of major cities before emissions controls came in. They didn't see, like, they weren't alive to see how from a distance you look at a city and you can see just a brown cloud around the city of just raw, straight up smog. Well, 77, here's the thing. On our emissions tests, it's all electronic. It goes through the OBD2 port on the car. So, like, they don't stick the sniffer up the tailpipe. They plug into the port in the car, and they read it from the computer. So if your check engine light is on, there's no way you're gonna pass. And I've got an EVAP code on the truck that I can't figure out. Yeah, they just scan it. There's no sniffer. So I've got an EVAP. No, there's an evaporation code. Something is letting the gas evaporate. I'm on my fourth new gas cap. And I've cleaned out the fuel filler neck. Come on. And yeah, it's frustrating because I don't know what to do next. So it's keeping me from passing emissions, and that also means it's burning a lot of extra gas. I've got to take it to a shop and get a professional to look at it. And I don't have the money for that. Yeah, or it could be the filler neck is dry rotted and letting stuff evaporate because the truck is from 2003. Like, it could be a lot of things. You know, and it might be a cheap fix at the shop. But at the moment, I don't have the money to take it to the shop to get it looked at. Which sucks. Yeah, that would be hilarious if that worked. That would be hilarious if that had a chance in hell of working. Well, it's D2. It's D2, so it's hanging in there like it should. Evil Twin, what's up? How you doing? How are you doing, Evil Twin? I'm doing all right. Short of needing about $15,000 to take care of a bunch of problems I got in my life, I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm off work today. I'm off work today, and nobody that I got in my gaming crew is online to run games with. Yeah, I don't think that the I don't think that the fuel is evaporating fast enough to I don't think the gas is evaporating fast enough for a smoke test to really show up wherever the leak is. Yeah, Evil Twin, the truck isn't going to pass emissions this year. And the truck not passing emissions is fixing to create some pretty big problems. Yeah, check engine lights on. Check engine lights on, and it's throwing an evap code, so with that evap code, I've done the evap canister, and I've done 4 different gas caps. And I've cleaned off the filler neck where there was a bunch of gunk built up. I'm not sure what the code number is. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I looked, but every time I've checked, it's been the evap code. Yeah, and here's the thing. If it was really cold outside right now, which I should have taken care of earlier in the year, but I thought I still had a few more weeks. If it was really cold outside, the last couple times I've had to pass emissions, I was able to unplug it, plug it back in, clear the code, and then get my 120 miles in, and then get it tested before the check engine light came back on. And 2 years in a row, the check engine light came on like the first warm day we had after I did my testing, after I got emissions done, which both times was right after I got the test finished. But going into January when I could have tested, it's an 03 Dodge Ram. And trying to look up common causes for the evap code, you know, something to go off of. The only thing that comes up, oh, now that it's warm outside, it might take an hour to come back on. It might take an hour. But yeah, looking up the common causes online for the evap code, all it says is new gas cap and clean the filler neck. That's all it says. That's all the information I can pull up online. So there's nothing there to go on for something that will be reasonably easy to fix. And both the cars need new front tires. I don't know how many more miles we're going to get out of those before they are unsafe to drive on. I'm broken. Need money. Opal Rose, what's up? How you doing? They're a bit too far gone to swap them to the rear. They are a bit too far gone. Like, they are right on the edge. I'm probably going to check into the cost of used tires. There's a used tire shop right next to work. So I'll probably check in on the cost of getting those used and see whether or not we can make something happen. Yeah, now would be the right time for my collaboration with Jen to release and sell well. I don't have a lot of stuff that's valuable enough to auction. I don't have a lot of stuff that's valuable enough to auction off. It's like this being a budget knife channel. All of our knives are cheap. Yeah, we'll auction the donut socks off. Yeah, maybe I'll take the graveyard to my buddy Michael's house and see how much of it we can auction off on Whatnot. Maybe. I need to make some more beads. I need to make some more beads. I just haven't had the lower back. Lower back is just not putting up with standing in front of the lathe for extended periods. I wonder what life would be like without back problems. I wonder. Yeah, that's it. We'll sell a bunch of feet picks. Oh my God. Yeah, I gotta hold out for another hour for the emotional support caffeine. Well, I've already had one emotional support caffeine. However, as tedious as sitting here in this chair and cutting up cardboard is, I always wind up wanting one, but I usually wait until at least the 2 hour mark. Yeah, I try to avoid dipping back into the emotional support caffeine after I get to work, but there are days where I'm so tired that I can't not do it. Like yesterday was one of those days. I got a lot done, but I had to dip into the emotional support caffeine a second time. Oh yeah, I can't begin to guess how hot it gets right on top of those stoves. Well, I can, but doing that for 8 hours against your will, instead of being there because you want to be, like being in the shop playing around with the forge, which I need to do. I need to do that again sometime soon. But like dicking around in the blacksmithing shop, you're standing next to a 2,000 degree box of fire. Yeah, you're standing next to a 2,000 degree box of fire, so when it's hot, it is hot. And unfortunately, with summer temperatures reaching, the better part of 100 degrees, it gets real hard to stay in there and keep working once that heat starts getting to you. Yeah, I think 77 got us beat. Yeah, I tell you what, while I miss not being on a sales floor and kind of doing something different every day, I don't miss working outdoors. Um, Not with the weather being the way it's been being. Yeah, those fireproof suits are no joke. Yeah, I wish I could get away with. I wish I could get away with wearing shorts. That would be really nice. But I got to be business casual, so I'm already pushing my luck with pants that like are dedicated work pants instead of just fucking slacks. Like I'm pushing my luck. Now I want Little Caesars. Damn it, no, I want pizza. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, Dad, it's been a while. Yeah, when it gets busy and it's hot outside, the sales floor at work gets really hot because the front doors never close. And you're sitting there and you're like, I'm indoors. I shouldn't be this warm. It's supposed to be comfortable. Oh. I don't know. I'd probably be whining about the heat being next to those ovens for, again, 8-10 hours. I would probably be whining about the heat myself. Like when you do what I used to do and work on golf courses, there's no shade. There's no shade. There is no protection from the sun. There is no protection from the sun. There is no protection from the wind come wintertime. You just out there in the elements. Come on. Hey, me with knives. Yeah, I've had so much bad D2 lately that just having my hands on some good D2 again feels nice. You know, even if it is a cheap knife and the ergonomics aren't the best, I'm real happy with this. The 77, that's not really advisable, just because the time and temperature requirements for stuff like D2 and all that is real specific. So unless you've got a heat treating kiln and you know the times and temperatures for D2, you're not going to get a good heat treatment. And then you've got all the scale and everything to grind out. And by the time you're done, with the blade being final thickness, and thin behind the edge, you're looking at warping, you're looking at cracking, you're looking at a lot of problems that can arise from trying to heat treat a finished blade. And then by the time you're done grinding all the scale off, you're going to be left with like half of the blade that you had when you started. Yeah, so I mean, even if you had all the right equipment and the right know-how, getting it reheat treated and then grinding back all the scale would leave you with really, really messed up blade that doesn't fit right anymore. Yeah, anything you do in a forge is going to waste a lot of material due to it being lost to scale. You know, you look and see how much steel goes into a decent sized block of Damascus. It is ridiculous. Yeah, Crewware is one that I'd like to try out. Crewware is definitely a steel that I'd like to try out. And I'd like to do edge retention testing on it. my God. Yeah, Evil Twin, I was wondering if you did voice to text and voice to text just had no idea what to do with what you said. Either that or your autocorrect. Autocorrect is just like, fuck it, I don't know. Just do some research on your heat treatment, 77. I'm pretty sure you can do a good job with it. And I would probably make something like a tomahawk out of it or something along those lines. Just because hammer steel tends to be medium carbon. Jaco, what's up? How you doing, man? What's up with Team Bingo Warriors? But hammers tend to be a medium carbon steel. So trying to make like a regular knife out of it, the edge retention is not going to be the best. Throwing knives are a really good idea for a steel like that. Damn, son. Yeah, 50 kilos is a lot, man. 50 kilos is a lot. you know what steel it is, 77? Like, it's weird they'd make a hammer out of a material that hard. Well, not necessarily formula, but name. All right, fair enough. We don't know what the name of the steel is. But you're probably going to have to get that shit real hot to get it moving. Like, you're probably going to have to be bright yellow heat to get it moving. Yeah, that sounds like some pretty wild shit, 77. I'm kind of surprised we're not hearing more about it now. Because someone has to have thought, hey, I can make a knife from this. It also sounds like it's going to be fun to cut up for making your little blanks to make stuff out of. And it sounds like it's going to be fun grinding your final piece to shape once you've got it hammered out. Better get you some real expensive ceramic belts for your grinder. I think what he's trying to say is instead of it ringing when you hit it with something, it's just a dead thud. So you got to remember, 77 is in Croatia, so there can be a few things lost to translation. Obsidian ought to be fun. Obsidian ought to be fun. Like napping seems like one of those skills that I'd really, really like to pick up, or at least try and screw around with. It's kind of like glass blowing. This one ought to be fun. News Radio, what's up? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good, News Radio. Nothing about $15,000 couldn't fix. Yeah, sounds like doing some napping work could be good for live streams. But what do I know about what's good for live streams anymore? I'm not being down on myself. I'm not beating myself down. Trust me on that. You know, this is more of we more of an observation in the number of views going down in the toilet. Like I said, I'm trying not to let that stick with me, but it's sticking with me. All right, it's the end of hour number 4. Yeah, like I said, this is just one of those things where, you know, I guess it's channel growth that's really really sticking to my craw. As you know, the live streams were the primary source of channel growth. They were where all the channel growth came from. So that's not happening. So the channel's just kind of stalled out. Yeah, I feel bad for guys where this was their only source of income or their primary source of income, and then they have this happen. You know, as much as I'd love for YouTube to pay some bills, that ain't happening. Yeah, I'm hoping, and this might be a bit of a ridiculous hope, but I'm hoping with the release of the new knife, and depending on whose hands I can get it in, that'll be some channel growth right there. All right. All right, we got a 450. Yeah, and I mean, it's not a huge help that, you know, doing pocket knives and doing almost exclusively pocket knives is a pretty small niche. And doing these live streams without doing giveaways nonstop also doesn't help me out a whole lot. Silly Straw, what's up? How you doing, man? That's another dollar down. Yeah, I mean, the giveaways, it's one of those things where I can't afford the shipping, and I know I'm not going to get anything shipped out even if I can. Oh, man. Yeah, like I've got a giveaway that I had planned on doing right after Blade Show, and I still haven't. Like, it's been sitting in the box for a year. And it's a damn shame I'm not going to get to do Blade Show this year. Oh, it's a shame. I hate missing out on Blade Show. Okay. That's that. Yeah, we'll give it about 6 minutes, let my hand rest a little bit, and then we'll get going again. I still haven't gotten into the emotional support caffeine yet. Oh, Mountain Dew Code Red's gone. But yeah, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Damn, 77. I only need 4 new tires. All right, 3 minutes, we'll get going again. Still haven't gotten into the emotional support caffeine yet. We're going to hold off as long as possible. We're going to hold off as long as we can. In 77, we have got to do whatever it takes to get an I guess so in your hands. I'm not sure exactly how yet, but we got to do it. So the knife, hang on. There's the knife. You got a 3-inch blade on it, 9CR18, wire pocket clip, should be a liner lock, thumb hole. And Jen said they tested one out and got it to 61 HRC. And then Jen should have them on sale on Amazon for 40 bucks. That's the goal. Brando, what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, Kingwin, Amazon is going to be it. I'm doing all right, Brando. I'm doing all right. We're still working on the Cobalt knife, trying to get this thing finished off to clear room for the next knife on the live stream block. Truck Norris currently can't pass emissions. And I don't have the money to take it to the shop to get it figured out. That's how Truck Norris is. Yeah, like I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm not sure what exactly I'm gonna do about getting the truck fixed because I can't fucking afford it. Yeah, Indy is for North Dakota. Yeah, that's it. Move from Croatia to North Dakota. Or move from Croatia to the south. Experience Waffle House. Experience Walmart. So Brando, so there's something letting gas evaporate from the system. I can put straight isopropyl in my tank. It's not going to do anything. and they check it. They do the smog electronically through the OBD2 port on the car. So there's no sniffer going in the tailpipe. So that wouldn't do shit anyways. Once your check engine light comes on, that's it. Yeah, normally I am on board with emissions as far as what it does for air quality because I have seen what the air quality used to be like, especially around major cities. It's just in this particular instance, I am not all about it because I can't pass it. Yeah, we've got that in the suburbs. Like we got that in small counties. Yeah, Evil Twin Waffle House is amazing. The only thing I'll say about Waffle House is if you walk in and the floors look sticky, but they are not. Hi Aurora, how you doing? But if you walk into Waffle House and the floors look kind of sticky, but they're not sticky, you're not going to have a good time. Like you want the Waffle House to look a little bit rough. Just because if the building is too new and the crew is too new, it's going to be mediocre at best. No, Kingwin, I've just gotten quiet because I'm not sure what to say. I'm not sure what to add outside of I miss Waffle House and I need to go back at some point soon here. But again, being broke, I want pizza. I want Waffle House. The mouth of my furnace is about that big. There's no way I could fit a pizza in there. Well, I think Little Caesars is good as long as you don't work there. It's kind of like the in-store deli at work. It's only good if you don't work there and you haven't been there 5 million times. Yeah, it's been so long since I've done like a good pizza. Like a higher end pizza that I could not begin to tell you what they average out as far as cost. Yeah, I kind of keep hoping a Little Caesars will open up on the main drag next to where I live, so that it's not like a 15-minute drive each way to get pizza. Like I want one to be closer. Yeah, I'm not gonna dox myself, Zach. I'm not gonna dox myself. And no, I don't know what happened to the anti-disestablishmentarianism guy. We lost a lot of our random oddballs. We haven't seen Stickbug guy either. Yeah, and I mean, it's not like I've been doing my streams as regularly as I used to either. Like I'm not doing anything on YouTube as regularly as I used to. I really wish that I had wish I had the consistency of the growth that I had. I don't know where Punisher is. Like a few minutes ago, I was thinking we need Punisher in here and we need Aiden in here. We haven't seen Aiden in a while either. I was doing regular, much more regular for a little while, and it just never started coming back. Yeah, I mean, the shorts, I got good and tired of those shorts. And that's still the thingy. No, I tried painting my nails black one time and I looked like a complete fucking tryhard. And it made me fit in even less. I was like, you know what? That ain't for me. Just painted nails ain't for me. Well, I think it's because most of my clothes were just hand-me-downs that didn't really match up to any aesthetic. And, Jacob Humphreys, what's up? How you doing, man? How's it going? But, you know, the kind of clothes I was stuck wearing against my will basically were a sign that said, please bully this man. So nothing I was going to do was going to help me fit in. I'm doing all right, Jacob. I'm doing all right. No one's online to run games with, so I'm doing a live stream. We are finishing off the testing on the Cobalt Tools knife that we've been running the last couple of live streams since I haven't had the endurance to run the whole thing in one go. We're still trying to finish this thing off. We're 4.5 hours in total on this edge, and it's still going strong. We should be starting to get close to the edge falling off a cliff. Should. No, Brando. We already killed the factory edge. We did the rope test. And now we're on to the edge that we sharpened onto it ourselves. Yeah, this should be 17 degrees per side. It's the mirrored out edge, 3000 grit. The whole schmagooigan. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's the usual way of things. The number after sharpening was 123. Yeah, given that the factory edge only lasted a little less than 2 hours, but it started off fairly dull, it's doing really good. I'm not sure the Cobalt name makes a huge difference in this thing. I'm not sure having the Cobalt name on it makes it a guarantee of it being any better or worse than any other $15 knife. But, you know, with a hardware store branded knife, I'm not expecting the edge to be the most well-crafted thing on the planet. Yeah, I think it's like 15 bucks, but a lot of people have picked one of these up on sale for 10 bucks. Did you ever get that fracture to sharpen up properly? Yeah, so I mean, for a toolbox knife you don't care that much about, this is surprisingly good. Yeah, good old Kajerb. I don't know what it is with the RPM9, but it hasn't treated me as well as I'd like it to. Yeah, so it's just that AR RPM9 has not treated me the best. Yeah, I like the donut knife deal, but I just haven't bought more than the Boker Desert Warrior, the one that kind of kicked it all off. Yeah, so I'm still thinking about the new O knife with the flashlight built into it. That's what's got my attention right now. Oh, nice news. Speaking of regulars that aren't here, where the hell's KO Knives? Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to be showing that thing off. I cannot wait. All right, News Radio. We'll see you later, man. Appreciate you dropping by. I think it depends on the application. But I think for the most part, you would definitely measure mashed bananas as a liquid. Oh, come on. Your good evil twin, no worries, man. Oh boy. I gotta tell you, the 3-finger grip on this is starting to take a toll on my hand. Yeah, I think the edge is finally starting to let go. Let's see if we can get any clean cuts. Yeah. All right. Jerry, what's up, man? You awake, brother? Yeah, if I didn't have to wake up early for a work thing tomorrow, I probably would have stayed asleep all day. But I need to be on my early schedule. We got a 534. But I think the Edge has finally given up on cutting cleanly. And of course, that particular box ain't really helping. Yeah, it's the Cobalt, Jerry. All right, one more. One more test. That's another dollar gone. I hope my supply of these things can stand up to waiting out the next YouTube payment. Yep. So we're going to go with the 534 at the worst number. But this thing is toast. Oh shit, Jerry. Jerry, very nice, man. I hope y'all find something good. Let's see how many grams this thing weighs, because it's not extremely heavy. $135 grams. Let's compare that to the Rat 2, which I think is around 75 grams. $78. So it's heavier than a Rat 2. Yeah, hopefully you guys end up getting the house, because that's way better than an apartment. Yeah, so my earbuds are around my neck. My big vape is in my left pocket. My right pocket has my small vape and my bottle of juice. Back pocket is wallet. Knife is in the right pocket. I don't know if I mentioned that. And then the multi-tool is on my belt along with my keys. Well, I hope y'all get it. I hope y'all get it. That's going to be awesome. Y'all deserve it. I definitely know Jerry deserves it. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be wearing anything in my belt, but enough other guys in management wear their keys on their belt that I'm not gonna worry about it too much. They ask why it's there. It's for fixing small stuff around the store. It's for fixing small stuff around the store and keeping things moving nicely. Bro. I can't believe we finally finished that thing off. I am so happy that it went for 5 hours, basically. Yeah, it did what good D2 does. Good D2 on a 17-degree edge does 5 hours. Pretty much like clockwork. Yeah, that's exactly right, News Radio. For good, heat treated D2, 5 hours. Oh, God. I tell you what, though, we're probably going to wrap up the stream soon here. That way I can use the bathroom and see if anybody's online to game with. Yeah, Death Metal Sun still playing Fortnite. I ran some blitzes this morning. I pulled a couple of wins. I pulled a couple of wins on Blitz. And then regular Fortnite, I ran one and I did decent at it. But yeah, it's not as much fun when you're by yourself on it. Yeah, I was gonna let that one slide. Just because I was in the mood to. I was in the mood to let that one slide. But yeah, GTA, all I do is steal cars and drive around looking for ramps. Like that's all I do is steal cars and drive around. Oh, I know it was intentional. Whew. Yeah, I'm surprised. I am surprised, given my current situation. The "Gone Crappin" sign didn't really show up because I do need to use the bathroom now. I don't know. I went online and I couldn't figure out how to turn off everyone else's mic. I don't know if there's a way to do that, but all I heard was a bunch of young white kids using the N word a whole lot. Like that was all I heard. And it was again like all I did was steal cars and drive around, and that's all I did. Yeah, I just couldn't figure out how to turn the mics off. It's like, all right, well, I'm listening to this while I do what I do in single player, so there's no point in being here. Yeah, there wasn't much for me to do online. I tell you what, I wish Call of Duty wasn't such a gigantic game that took up your entire fucking hard drive. Because I'd like to have a first person shooter with team deathmatch on it, but there's nothing really good that doesn't take up the entire fucking hard drive. I miss playing Call of Duty World War II. And I can feel where this I can feel where this fingernail is growing kind of funky now. But yeah, like I played Call of Duty World War II. I played Call of Duty World War II to death and enjoyed the hell out of it up until I don't know, there was an update or something, but it hit the point where the faster your internet connection was, the worse the hit detection got. So I finally rage quit that thing until I think shot ship, and then I was able to pick up massive amounts of kills. Just spawn in, throw grenades diagonally across the map, throw 2 of them, and then run around shooting like crazy. And then when you died, you just spawn in, throw 2 grenades, and then run around shooting like crazy. That was a lot of fun, but it also kind of ruined it for me where I was no longer playing tactically or playing smart. I was just bulldozing everything and picking up a lot of fucking kills. I don't know. At some point, I'll pick something else up. I think I need to pick up an SSD, a standalone SSD for the PS5 before I pick up anything else, just because my hard drive is already full. I think the shit I remember on the Gustav map on World War II, I hit 18 and 0. Um, I hit 18 kills and ran out of ammo, so I was running around hiding for the rest of the match, waiting for the timer to run out so that I could go 18 and 0. But I think this is I think this is where we're gonna kill the live stream so that I can go upstairs and use the bathroom, you guys. Um, we had a good time. We got the 3 hour mark here. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap the live stream up, and then I will see you guys on the next one, which may or may not be within the next week. Yeah, you guys take care. Y'all have a good one, and I will see you later. Yep. I'll see y'all later.